Welcome back to another episode of Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline, where we tackle all issues from relationships to parenting to health and wellness, working out, you name it. There is not a topic off limits because everything that we are here for is our spiritual growth. And we sometimes have a hard time seeing the spiritual lesson in what the universe is trying to gift us. And if we can learn that lesson, we ascend, and then we also don't repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again. So I am a channel for Dear Source. I'm here to bring through what Source would like to share based on what subscribers, followers, friends, all of the above have asked or inquired about and would like some divine assistance on. So it's such a pleasure for me to hear here. I hope that this message finds all those that need to hear it. For those of you that are not subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button, comment below, continue to send in your letters. It's such a privilege and such an honor for me to be a vessel for Source to flow through and to share with you the message from God. So with that being said, and with that ding, let's just jump right into today's letter. And today's letter is from Seeking Clarity for My Child. I'm struggling with the situation involving my child's social life at school. I've been having issues with friendships and fitting in, and no matter how I try to help, nothing seems to improve. I can't shake the feeling that I might be missing something important, but I'm unsure if that's just my worry as a parent clouding my view. I'm wondering if I'm unable to see the full picture because they're my child and I want what's best for them, or if I'm genuinely overlooking something. My intuition feels a bit off, and I want to know how to better tune into what's really happening here. How can I better support my child and get a clearer sense on what they're going through? Seeking clarity for my child. So thank you, Seeking Clarity for your child, for reaching out. I appreciate the time that you put in to really think about what is your child going through? What does your child need? We have so many lessons that we're learning as a human race, as a human species, and we're really learning them from the moment that we drop in here. One thing that I would start off and share is, how do we see our children? Part of, I think, the obstacle that we have to overcome is, how do we overcome this societal construct of what we think parenting is? What's a mother? What's a father? What they're supposed to do? There's so much wrapped into all of that. And it's really hard to zoom out and remember, like, we were gifted a soul. I'm a mom. Sounds like you're a mom. We were gifted these beautiful souls, and these souls came into the world whole and complete. And they came in here with a whole agreement around what their soul had to go through in order to grow, to become the fullest expression of itself. And I think one of the things that we often forget as parents, because our ego steps in, is that they are whole and complete. They are a soul. They are wholly human. And we sometimes think like, oh, you're not fully developed, or you just don't know. That's just simply not the case. We treat them like they don't know, and when they actually do know. And I think we have a huge opportunity to reframe the way that we see them and how we have a holy and right relationship with our child. We are in a set of constructs here in society that are creating separation, that are creating and defining roles versus seeing them as you. They're just another human being that, yes, they were contracted in here to be a part of your soul tribe as a parent, but that they are here just like everybody else. They are here to interact with you just like you interact with every other human being. And I say that because when we don't see them as whole and complete, and we think that, oh, I'm their parent, I have to tell them what to do, I have to guide them, I want them to prevent them from learning these lessons. The real truth is how do you hold space as a conscious human being that's filled with unconditional love and allows them the grace and opportunity to really expand into the wholeness of who they are? How do you allow them and ask questions and be an example for them through your own energetic blueprint, through your own energetic alignment, by remembering that you are your soul, and that when you hold that frequency of I am my soul, I am pure love, I am pure light, what does that give them access to? It gives them access to finding the exact same thing. It gives them access to finding that they themselves are human too, and that they are a soul, and that they're whole and complete. And how do we, the job of parenting is how do you transcend the illusion of separation, of this, of the ego, that we are one. And yes, you feel their pain. And yes, you are, um, here to guide them, but you're not here to prevent them from learning what their soul contracted in to learn. So your job as a parent is really to create this beautiful container of light and space for your child to explore and understand and ask questions. And they know more than we ever realize. Like when I just open up questions to my children of like, well, what do you think about that? Or how does that make you feel? Or, why are you leaning towards doing that? Like, and not having any judgment. The other thing that we can create, and we do create, is these elements where our children then get into an energy where they want to please us. And they want to please us and keep us happy. So then they start to not tell us what's really going on with them because they are in fear of our judgment. Because as a small child, we were telling them, no, don't do that. All the things. None of us knew any better. We were all brought up pretty much kind of sort of the same way, I'm guessing. And where it's like, you're creating all these rules of how you get the child to just behave and conform. And we're not here to conform. We're here to become the full expression of ourselves. We are here to never conform. We're here to be the emanation of God himself. But how do you teach your child you are an emanation of God, and how you move in this world is through pure love. So when you hurt somebody else, you're absolutely hurting yourself. So it's just really shifting how you see your child, and how you can create space for them to just be authentic and fully expressive and tell you whatever they think and whatever they feel, with the ground rules of we can have this conversation as long as it's born out of love. I'm holding love. You can talk to me in a loving manner, and we can work through what's going on. But I think sometimes our intuition gets thrown off because we aren't in alignment with how we're supposed to hold space as a human being. And so then we're trying to figure out where do I fit in with this? Why aren't they telling me the truth? Why do I feel something's off? Why do I feel I'm missing something? Have you just held the energetic space of pure divine love? Because they can feel that, and they can feel the non-judgment, and they can feel that I can be honest. I think of my child. There was something that occurred in the recent past, and something that somebody said to her kind of hurt her feelings. And then rather than honoring where my child's feelings were at, it was kind of put on her, do you think about the way, can you see that other person's point of view? And my kind of conversation with her is, you're not here to see anybody else's point of view. You're here to honor who you are and take in that information. If you know that that's not true, you just keep moving through the world. How other people think, how other people feel is not of your concern, as long as you're acting with love. And if you're not acting from a space of love, if you're acting from a space of unkindness, maybe you want to get back at somebody, maybe if these are teenagers or younger kids, you want to be a little vindictive. I mean, I think we all can do that. Like, if we're truly operating from a space of pure love, and even if we are not acting from a space of, maybe we have done something inadvertently that's so unconscious that it's like there wasn't any ill intent there. There was no harm. So we have to kind of help our children see that they're here to honor their truth. Part of the lesson that we're learning is humanity is coming into the frequency of our soul, to know that we are our soul, that we are the energy, that we are embodied. And in that energy is our divinity. And in that is our destiny. And in that is the desires that the universe wants to be made manifest through each of us as individuals. And how do we just hold this beautiful energetic container of unconditional love for them to explore and play and learn and know that it's completely safe? So I think for you as a parent, you're being gifted this angst and anxiety because that's not the space that you're operating from as their parent. And then I would offer, on the flip side of that, when you talked about your intuition, one thing I would really offer is your ego speaks first and your ego speaks loudest. And in that, I would say, when we think about our ego, it's the loud voice. Our intuition is the small, still, inner knowing voice that's so quiet that the only time you can hear it, a lot of times, is when you're in a state of prayer or meditation, where you've really drowned out the silence of what's going on. And so I just invite you to take a step back, to realize, even as a parent, you're being gifted all these lessons. Because anytime we're not feeling at ease or at peace or in love, and we have anything else going on that isn't those things, that's a GPS reminder to us that we're not in alignment. And it's just to bring us back, to what is really true here. Is that true? Why am I feeling that? And how do you even teach your kids that? Oh, you're really unhappy. Let's explore that. Unhappiness means that you're not in your divine expression from God. So how can I help you realign? Let's talk about what's going on. Let's requalify and anchor in what is truth. Truth is love. Truth is that we are an emanation of source. Truth is I am the infinite abundance of the universe. Truth is my DNA spells I'm God eternal within the body. Those are the truths. And are we helping our children anchor in those truths into their being of like, you are divine. You are perfect and whole in any given moment. We're not living in the past. We're not living in the future. We're anchored in right now because the present moment is all we have. And when we're presenced, there is nothing. Most of the time, if you really stopped and I just sat here and said, what is wrong with if I was not feeling well? And I took 1 second to inquire about that. Most of the time, the answer that comes up is nothing. If I'm really presenced, I'm existing right now. There is no 5 minutes ago. There is no 25 minutes from now. There's no 5 years ago. There's no 25 years from now. There's just the now. And I think as parents, we have such a huge opportunity to start interweaving these gifts into our children's lives, to teach them, to allow them to tune in, to get them to inquire. Like if I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling upset, where is that coming from? Teaching them that other people aren't out to injure us. Teaching them that what we put out into the world as a soul is what we receive back. So if you're giving love, you're going to receive love. If you're not giving love, that's a self-inquiry for you. And I oftentimes say that to my children. Are you acting from a state of love? If that's yes, then you keep moving. You got to just keep moving through the world. It's not going to land well with everybody. And you've got to be okay with that. But can you honor your truth? Can you honor your truth of who you are? And by honoring who you are and doing that outwardly in love and in kindness, you're going to receive love and kindness back. So I hope that helps seeking clarity for my child. I want to thank you again for writing in such a beautiful letter. For all of those that have not liked, comments, subscribed, done all the things, please do so. Please share this with some parent, somebody that needs to hear this. Please continue to just know that the source, God, the universe, divine is abundant and wanting to supply us with all the beauty that it is. And we are here to make that real in this world as human beings. So if you'd like a private session with me, book on my calendar. The link is in the description. And coming in 2025, I'm really excited about this community that we're building to help eradicate the loneliness epidemic, to get people interconnected, to have spiritual lessons, to have all the things to guide you on your journey, and to have a network of beautiful human beings that are in lockstep with you right along the path. So until next time, trust the process, honor your truth, and stay connected to source.